Alright, what's going on, guys? Sean Don coming back with technical analysis. Here we have KJ Cook. Did a hammer analysis of him a while back, but he's back with some weight. I actually tried to record this video once already and got about halfway through it, and my computer ran out of space. So, kind of sad to have to do it over again. If anything, it'll be better now because I've already taken a pretty solid look at these videos. So yeah, there are two videos here. Two videos of the same throw because the first video is just a little funky in terms of cinematography, if you will. A little blurry, wishy-washy, shaky, I don't know what to call it. The second one is, like I said, same throw, but from the opposite view. So this is from 0 to 180. The other one is from 180 back to 0. So you're seeing the back side of the thrower, but same sort of things. You'll be able to tell from both views, just a little bit different interpretation. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay, one more time. So yeah, I think you guys can see what I'm saying. It's a little bit shaky. Here's the second one, same throw, back view. Good energy. Almost finished though. But okay, so yeah, I'm gonna run through this a little bit faster than I did the first time because, like I said, I have a better idea of what's going on. So I'll start with this view and then go check out the other one and compare. So wind, pretty standard. Shift to the right, shift back to the left. Through the entry, you can see you're using your right leg to set up that left side well, which is good, but then you see your head and shoulder and left hip and left knee and left foot turn ahead of the implement, which is not the best. This will come back later in the throw. But the big thing here in the entry is like your shoulder's setting up pretty well. It's just that left side's going a little bit early, that right side's a little bit behind. And because of that, look at your hips as the ball comes through 0. They shift back until the ball gets to about 90. Ideally, what you want to happen is this left shoulder is over this left knee, is over this left foot. The left hip doesn't matter as much, but what you want to happen is as the ball comes through 0, these hips, this right hip doesn't shift back anymore. Once the ball passes 0, this right hip chases the ball out around the left side, and then you catch. But as you can see, like I said, your tendency is to shift these hips back, partially because this left shoulder opens up, partially just because maybe your coordination and understanding of the movement is a little bit different. It's taken me a long time just to kind of figure this out. So since this left side opens up a little bit early and these hips shift back on that first catch, you catch pretty early, but you see your hips are also back and your chest is a little bit down. Once again, this will come into play a little bit later in the throw. Right now, it's not so bad. You can see you're a little bit tight with the arms. As you can see, it looks like your arms are kind of pulling down rather than leaving the ball up and long and kind of reaching out towards the sector. So you could just relax a little bit more. As you can see, it looks like your right arm's straight, but your left arm's a little kind of clamping down and bent. Like I said, posture is just not the best here, but you're strong and you're athletic, so you kind of work yourself out of it. Better second turn, first turn, whatever you want to call it, after the first catch. Things are a little bit better with that left side pulling, but you still see as the ball comes through 0, just a little bit before 0, that left side starts to go back. You see those hips kind of sink down and back into the throw rather than moving up towards the hammer, or towards the weight, sorry. Hips towards hands is what I like to think about. Since those hips are shifting back, that left side is also going to shift back a little bit, as you can see here. And you're starting to get a little bit heavy on this right, just a bit. And then that right foot's coming off a little bit late, kind of. Plantar flex rather than dorsiflex. Like I said, so this is a byproduct of that hip kind of shifting away. Your right leg's playing catch up rather than your right leg and right hip always being with the ball. If your hip was more towards the ball, your knee would be driving up and over a little bit more, and your toe would be kind of coming up off the ground with a more dorsiflex position. Because it comes up a little bit late, it kind of comes around this left side of this left leg rather than going like up and over it. Like think about stepping over a small hurdle rather than swinging your leg around the small hurdle. I don't know. Just little things. That left side was pulling, so same thing. Hips a little bit back, chest a little bit down. You can really see right here. Once again, same kind of thing. Arms look a little bit tight. Orbit looks a little bit like muffled, choked, whatever you want to call it. Like you're not quite letting the ball take its own path. You're kind of pulling it, affecting it. Things are just tightening up a little bit too much. So same thing, yeah. Chest down, hips a little bit back. Same thing. Left side will pull to keep tension. Your hips doing a better job here, but since that left side already has so much momentum, it pulls back more. You can really see right here the tension through that left side. But good news is your right hip's finally getting into the throw a little bit, but it's just too late. The left side's already taken over, as you can see. You can see the left side pull back, 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 and then it almost pulls your center of body or center of mass kind of away from the hammer. So it's very subtle over these next few frames, but you can almost see it looks like your chest or your back kind of comes towards the camera just slightly, rather than going forwards towards 180. Once again, just byproduct of that left side kind of pulling a little bit too much. You can see yourself kind of spinning out here. With that left side going so much, you can also see this right leg come a little bit wilder around this right leg or left leg rather than up and over once again, like stepping over. Because that takes a little bit for that right leg to get down. You catch just about 270, which is kind of where you caught the last turn, which is okay. But right hip's getting under more here. But then you see that left side has so much energy into it. You see that left leg straightening out, that left shoulder pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, and then you come through on the finish. Hips through, but shoulders very far back, and a lot of weight back behind you, which is energy you're not getting into the implement. As you can see, you fall to the left and then also backwards. Like I said, kind of a byproduct over whatever happens in the throw overall. Hips kind of back, left side kind of pulling, but still not too shabby. So let's take a look. That actually took more time than the first time I did it. So like I said, maybe a little bit more thorough. Also, I apologize for the beeping noises that are going on. My iPhone is updating. So same thing, same throw, just back view. We'll run through it really quick. Through the entry, you can see that left foot and that left leg really go early. Those hips kind of shifting back big time here. And then see a little bit of tension coming through that left arm. Catch. Once again, kind of choking the orbit. Hand should be up and out and away and long, kind of almost up here, rather than pulling the ball down. But I mean, everybody's a little bit different. Maybe you have one arm shorter than the other. I'm not exactly sure. And then, so once again, good view. As the ball comes through zero, this left side should hold. Whereas instead, you can see, just watch this left side. It's going to shift over. I mean, the camera also moves, but it also pulls back a lot. Those hips are kind of back away from the ball instead of being forward towards the ball. You can also see left side, left side, left side pulls the ball across. You can see like right as it comes from its leftmost point, this left side's going back, and then it kind of pulls the ball across rather than letting the ball grow forwards. The left side's just too rotational. Hips starting to get into it a little bit more, but same thing, right as the hip starts to go, you see this left side, boom, really pull back. And then hip comes around, and you catch. Stronger position here, but so much energy already over here in the circle. Heavy on that right leg. That left side's just going to pull, and you're going to pull off, and then once again fall to the left, and then also back a little bit. But, so, yeah. I mean, overall, like I said, maybe try using a focal point in the entry to hold that head and that left side a little bit. Really just think about using, like, don't think about turning your left leg until, like, use your right leg to turn your left leg. Don't turn your left leg independently of the right. And then also try a focal point maybe at like 15 or 30 degrees before zero. Just find something to look at, maybe eye level. And then let the ball come through a little bit more. Let the ball get free. With this left side kind of clamping down and opening up early, the ball never gets free, and that's kind of why you're pulling the ball across rather than letting the ball grow towards the sector. And then, yeah, posture is a big thing. Like I said, hips towards hands. Got to make sure that right hip is underneath you on the catch, and make sure your chest is up a little bit more, and hands are up a little bit more, and balls up a little bit more. Like I said, more relaxed overall. Some definitely more meters in the tank, KJ. I think, yeah, cleans some things up. Should be pretty good. So cool. Let me know if you have any questions. If anybody out there would like a technical analysis of their own, go to SeanDonnelly.biz. Sign up now, $15. 2 Chipotle burritos, or 1 if you're me and you get double meat and guac and everything. I don't know. But so make an investment in your performance today. If you're still watching at this point, clearly you're invested. So sign up now. All right, thanks for watching Sean Don. Peace and out until next time.